Hey guys, welcome back to the Hat House. Super busy weekend here at the Hat House.
Yeah, we've been extremely busy getting ready to open our booth tomorrow. So we've gotten all of our pegboard stuff done. We had to build a shelf and get that ready. Pick all the inventory that we wanted to put in our booth. We had some that we bought, and then we also picked some from our eBay inventory. And we've just been really busy.
Yeah, then I had to take all those items and put them into their computer system because each one will get a barcode at this booth that we're going to, which is pretty cool. So we've been really busy doing that. We still got a bunch of hat sales that are going out this weekend as well. Really good sales weekend. For those counting on Etsy, 3 Etsy going out. So that's really cool. Good for Etsy. We're keeping about 100 listings there. And then we had really good sales on Poshmark and Mercari this weekend too, because while we were doing all that computer work, I also did a lot of offers and sending comments on bundles and all that good stuff you can do on those other platforms to boost sales there. But first, let's get to what's new in the Hat House. All right, first up is the poster. So we got the poster in. I ordered a poster and a banner. Hopefully, let's cross our fingers that the banner gets here today or tomorrow before we go to setup, because the banner is supposed to go in our booth. That poster I just bought while I was making stuff on Printify, so I made a poster as well. But what else is new? I got 10 hats. Like we did last week, I'm going to keep this segment up. 10 new hats that are coming to the Hat House that I think will sell really fast. The first 2 actually aren't brand new. I've had them sitting around the Hat House for a while, but they're really cool. First 2 I'm going to put in our booth. First up is this Brixton. Everybody has different names for these types of hats. I call them derby hats. They're kind of wide brim felt hats. This is a Brixton medium, and I thought this would go really good in the booth. I hate shipping these for one. And then also this is kind of one of those hats where you put it on and it fits and you love it and you have to take it home with you. On eBay, you really don't get that experience to try it on and see how it looks and see if you really love it. This one is in excellent condition. I think I'm going to ask like $30 to $35 for it in our booth, so I don't have to ship it for one. And then also, I think somebody will really like it when they run across it there. It's a cool find. Second one is I've had this OU straw kind of golf hat for a long time as well. It's a really cool. There's lots of collectors for these types of golf hats. I think this one will sell really fast too, around the $30 mark in our booth. Wanted to have a couple of cool pieces, and this is one as well that I don't really want to ship it in a huge box, and I just think it'd be a really cool addition to the booth. So I think these 2 will sell fast out of the booth. What do you guys think? All right, going into the eBay store and online. This is a Fayetteville Woodpeckers. These were on clearance online for like $10. I picked them up, fitted, new era. I got like 8 or 10 of them. I think I'm going to price them around the $40 mark. I'll wait a while. If somebody still sees the deal out there on online for $10, I'll let those clear out. And this is one I might sit on for a while, but I know I will get 30 to 40 for a brand new era hat. Cool colorway with an awesome logo on it. Eventually, this one will pay off. It's going to be a good one, but just maybe not a fast one. And next up, just listed this morning. These PGA vintage PGA championship hats with the rope on them. They're going to go super fast. I already sold one this morning, and then I have posted like 4 or 5 more, but this one was Cricket Stick PGA championship vintage, like in the 90s. These golf type rope hats are doing awesome right now. This one will do really well. And then we put up a cool Ducks Unlimited, vintage Ducks Unlimited, usually 20 to 30 easy on these. The vintage types of Ducks Unlimited. Camo also really hot right now. This one will do really well. And also we put up today probably 20 to 30. Already got an offer for $20 on this morning. I'm going to let it sit there and stew a little bit, see if something better comes along. This is Wool Twins Enterprise, big Chief Wahoo logo. I'm going to wait. I think I might wait for 25 or 30, but we'll see how sales go today. Maybe tonight I might accept it if we didn't have much going on today. Then Brooklyn Dodgers, really good new era hat right here. Brooklyn Dodgers 7 3/8 Cooperstown wool. This hat will sell pretty quickly. Priced it around the $28 mark. I expect to get 20 to 25. And another hat we listed this morning. This one's going to go super fast as well. I priced it around the $50 mark. Had the big swoosh, had the Nike spell out on the side. Already have an offer for $20, $25, and $30. If you find these Nike AW84s, pick them up. If you want to sell them quick, get 30 bucks. You can usually get it in a day. If you want to wait for 40 or 50, sometimes it takes for the right exact buyer, but you can hold down on these and get a pretty good price. Then last up, going in the store that I think is going to sell super quick, Big Pony polo hat. It is on the regular strap back. Blue, has a little discoloration here, but still Big Pony polo. Can't go wrong with it. I think I priced it around 35. I'll take around 25. It will sell super quick at 20. But either way, this one's going to sell fast, and a great hat right here to be on the lookout for. All right, that's what's new. Let's get to what's sold, because there are some great hats in what's sold that you're going to want to check out. Let's get to them right now. Oh, I almost forgot. I almost forgot to talk about my other wild tangent that I came up with last night, but I think is going to be really cool. After we get the booth settled in, I think I'm going to order a hat heat press. All right, I think I'm going to take some of these old, and I'm going to rescue these vintage patches that I find and have all the time. I sell them online. They sell pretty good. But I think what I really want to do is rescue these cool patches and start putting them on hats. I'd like to find a way to get them to you guys first. If you find a really cool patch hat you'd like, maybe I'll put them online. I'm thinking about making a Square website where I can kind of use Instagram and Twitter and you guys as well, and give you kind of first dibs on that stuff before I just put it onto eBay. A lot of the ones on eBay, they're kind of reproduced, mass-produced China patches that they order and then they slap them on hats. And I think it would be really cool to have the actual like vintage patches to put on them. And I have some cool cat hats. I don't have them with me. I think it'd be really cool to put these patches on hats and sell them as like a rescue patch on a new hat. So tell me what you guys think. Would you be interested in looking at those and kind of seeing the process of making these patch hats as well? Because I've looked it up. I kind of got the feeling of how it goes. I know my way around a hat pretty good. So I think I can make some pretty cool patch hats and rescue some patches and make some cool hats to go into the store. And if you guys want to take a look at them, I can show them off to you too during these videos. So now let's get to the sales. All right, first up, maybe the coolest hat going out today. Like I said, this 1989, I have several of these different courses, but 1989 PGA Championship, Kemper Lakes, went out for $48. Really clean, really cool golf trucker rope hat right here. Pretty sure this was a viewer. They ended up messaging me, so I really appreciate it. And gonna send you a sticker out as well. Appreciate your message and appreciate you reaching out, and definitely appreciate the sale. These were really cool that I got into the store this week and got several of these PGA Championship hats listed. Next up, this sale was really cool too. $36 on the vintage Bartman, Bart Simpson, Batman. And it says, "Watch it, dude," on here. And this is vintage. It's on this universal tag. I think it's dated as well. Yeah, 1990 dated. That can go into focus right there. Really cool Bart Simpson's hat, vintage, 36 bucks. Next up, I think I sourced this from Whatnot. Really nice. The full mesh hats are doing really good right now. Had the nice Farm Bureau patch on it. This went out for $38 on this one. Farm Bureau, trucker snapback. Even had the Made in USA kind of hit back here as well. Beautiful condition, $38 trucker hats. Doing awesome. Next up, we talk about polo all the time, but I pick it up, and no matter what the condition on the visors, went for $25 on this visor right here. It was kind of faded on the inside, discoloration. On the sweatband, still $25. The polo visors are just tough to find. They're not easy to find, especially the vintage ones like this, with the straps like this. Just not easy to find and sell super quick in the $20 range all the time. All right, next up was the retail arbitrage. These both went for $20, and I'm okay with flipping these pretty quick. They are on sale. They were on sale on their website for $12, So I took 20 on each one of these from Fanatics. One's a snapback, one's a fitted. Really cool Mighty Ducks and Seattle Kraken hats right here. 12 into 20, not a lot of profit, but for online arbitrage, it's all right. Next up was a really cool Oakland Raiders hat. Went for $35. Took the offer on this. World Champs, AJD, Lucky Stripe. You don't see the Raiders that often or in this condition. It looks like it was just displayed maybe forever. Really cool Raiders hat. World Champs, 35 bucks. Next up was this Pelagic bucket hat. Pelagic's really great fishing brand. Does really well. Nice bucket hat, super great condition. $20 on this one. Gonna be kind of hard to ship out. This brim is, I don't really want to put it in a poly bag. My boxes are too small, so I might have to get a bigger box to ship this out. Maybe would have put this in my store if I would have had it later. But anyways, you know what I mean. Next up was a really cool trucker. The embroidered just don't go for as much sometimes, but this was in awesome shape. Lund trucker hat went out for $16 on this one, and it was K Products snapback. Really beautiful condition, 16 bucks. Next up was, I bring this one up because it was a cool Oklahoma State. It was Russell, but it was camo. Really cool hat right here. This is one I'll probably start putting in my shop, or the booth, we'll call it. I'll probably start putting these type in my booth if it goes right, because Oklahoma State's pretty local. Really cool hat. I'd much rather sell it for $10 there with a lot less fees than sell it on eBay for $9 and then have to pay shipping and ship it. So I'm thinking this will be a good hat for my booth going forward. Next up, I'm glad this one sold for a pretty good price. $23 on this Kangol beanie. These are really cool. Happy to sell the beanies right now in March. I take the offers on the beanies. This one went out. It was really cool though. Kangol does really well, especially in beanies. Next up was a really cool marijuana leaf LRG. This one out for $20. Bucket hats are getting ready to take over the beanie hats soon. Going to sell a lot more bucket hats. This one was really cool. $20. Lifted Research Group LRG Weed Bucket. Next up, took an offer on this one, kind of because it's out of season for NFL. But this Patriots test was really cool. Went out for $25. It was on the apparel one, which is usually a really good vintage hat brand to keep on the lookout for. A lot of times it will have this number one right here. But $25 on this Patriots. In season, I would get 35 to 40 probably, but I took the 25 offer. Next up, Cat Diesel Power, $22 on this patch trucker hat. Foam was pretty good shape. Wasn't coming out or anything. Really nice trucker right here. Diesel Power Cat hats, always awesome. 22 bucks. All right, next up, this one took a while to sell, but finally got my $22 on the Hooker headers, vintage trucker hat. Had the foam, was falling out, but still had pretty good shape on it. 22 bucks, Hooker headers. Next up, I was kind of disappointed in this sale. This Jack Daniels field tester only went out for $12, and it was in great shape. But the Jack Daniels stuff, there's a lot of it out there. And this was full mesh, so I was really surprised that it went for $12, but I had it for a while and finally took the $12 offer. Next up, I talk about Ivy League schools. They do pretty well. MIT hat right here went out for $20. Massachusetts Technical Institute, or Institute of Technology, sorry. But it was even branded college. Really cool hat right here, 20 bucks. And the vintage Alabama hat went out for $15, just kind of screen printed on. Alabama hat. I don't think it was even vintage. It went international, had the touch on it. Really cool Alabama hat, 15 bucks. Next up was a Colorado Rockies vintage snapback. It was on the signature, and the Rockies stuff just does not have a great selling price usually. So I usually take the offers, get that stuff moving. $12 on this nice vintage Colorado Rockies hat. Still had awesome shape. Basically dead stock condition, only $12. And then last on the eBay today, $25. Here's a full mesh that went out for $25. Coors, nice patch on it. Great condition. Coors hat right here, $25 on the Swingster tag. Really good hat. The full mesh. I was surprised about the whiskey hat. Who was it? Jack Daniels. I was surprised about the Jack Daniels hat, but then the Coors hat goes for $25. So I still think the full mesh is doing really well. Just kind of hit and miss, and $25 on this one. All right, first up, let's look at our Etsy sales because really excited about them. 3 items sold, 100 items listed. It's pretty good for a weekend. One sale a day on 100 items listed. I would be ecstatic with that. That'd be really good. Napa hat went out for $23. Vintage Napa, awesome condition, embroidered. Or no, this is a little patch. It's a nice little patch on here. Nice Napa hat, 23 bucks on Etsy. Then next on Etsy, this Boston Painter's hat, vintage Boston Painter's hat, had Celtics pride on the top, really cool. Even was a little discolored on the back. Still went for $39. Really great painter hat right here. Really great vintage hat. Etsy can get the better price point sometimes. People are looking for really unique items like this. There's probably not many of these out there, and $39 is a great sale. Then last up on Etsy was this really cool Stroh's beer, kind of a puff paint and kind of felt a little bit different. Really cool hat right here. Foam was still in great shape. Great vintage hat. $20 going out on Etsy. All right, first up on Mercari. Took a lot of markdowns on Mercari. Marked some things down. $15 on this vintage USC Nike hat. And like I say, this was a flex fitted one too. But signatures just do not always bring more. Don't expect to get more for a hat because it has signatures on it, especially if you can't figure it out. Maybe if this was Reggie Bush or Marcus Allen, Matt Leinart maybe, or I don't know. I kind of hate USC, so I don't know all of them. So, but if it was really cool, signature maybe, but I don't know these guys, and 15 bucks. And another Colorado Rockies hat went out, $15 on this one. Pretty good shape, new era, size 7 3/8, $15 on Mercari. And next up on Mercari, $11 on this cool flower, kind of all over print trucker hat, Dakine, kind of surfwear they do. Really cool hat, $11. And next up, San Francisco Giants. I usually take most offers on size 7. Size 7, San Francisco Giants, $13.50. Glad to sell this one. And the biggest surprise, and probably bolo of the day, I had no idea. This is Horizon Zero Dawn. I think it's a video game. Had no idea until I looked it up. Went out for $55 on Mercari. These hats were different. This was the only one I could find on the interwebs. But different Zero Dawn Horizon hats were going for $30 to $50. So I had the only one of this, so I put mine at $55. Had this really cool kind of geometric shapes on it. $55 on this on Mercari, great sale. All right, and the rest going out, 9 sales going out on Poshmark. I did a lot of work sending comments and bundles, and I took 20% off on everything in that store. But first up was this vintage Nike Zipback ACG. ACG is awesome. This went out for $42. Vintage Nike ACG. There's the tag, and there's the ACG on the back. Really cool hat right here. Nice vintage Nike hat. 42 bucks. And next up, this vintage Harley Davidson. Actually went for a pretty good price. $29. It was on the American Needle. It wasn't in the best of shape. Kind of had staining on it. But it is a Harley hat, so you can kind of expect that they'll pay for it, even if it's not perfect. Really cool. $29 Harley. And this Roxy hat went out for $13 on Poshmark. Now this one just looks like a Poshmark type of hat with the sun and the palm trees on it. 13 bucks. And then somebody bundled up my 2 favorite drinks in the whole world, Monster and Dr. Pepper. Mary won't let me drink Monsters anymore, but I do drink a lot of Dr. Pepper still. 25 bucks on these 2. Great deal. Then I sold one of my Clover flag patch hats. That went up for $10 on Poshmark. Then somebody picked up a Skechers. I probably wouldn't pick this one up in the future to sell, but it went for $8 on Poshmark, 5-panel Skechers hat. And then on Poshmark for $40, somebody picked up 2 really cool vintage hats here. We had a Florida State, basically dead stock on the competitor's view. Really nice Florida State hat right here. And they got a 1997 World Series champs, new era, basically dead stock as well. They got a couple of nice hats for $40 on Poshmark. Great get. All right, going out today, this Buffalo Bills sold in like 12 hours, $24 for the camo Buffalo Bills, $39.30, medium large flex fit. Really quick sale right here. It was in excellent condition too. Next up was this Nike Tracktown USA 5-panel hat. I declined offers of $15 over and over again. I finally took an $18 offer on this hat. It was really cool. It had Nike Tracktown on the back, 2012. These Nike hats sell really fast. If you want to take 15, it would have sold 2 weeks ago, but I don't know why I waited for 18, but I did. And the Nike hats, this one with the big swoosh, these sell a little bit better. It even had the tag kind of rubbed out of it, and it went for $15 on the Flex Fit Nike black with the big white swoosh. Next up was this Grassroots California hat, and some of these hats do really well. This one went for $18. It wasn't in the best condition, kind of had the creasing here. They usually have this really cool satin kind of inside. Some of them are $30, $40, $50 hats. This one with the California Bear wasn't the greatest, I don't think, and I took $18. Next up was this really cool Boston Celtics. Kind of had the Boston on the back, kind of a blockhead on the back. It was a G cap. I ended up taking $25 for this. It didn't ever really, I had it for $50 or so in my store, and finally took $25. I was kind of surprised that it went for that low, but I'd had this almost a year, so I finally just took the offer on this one. Next up was this Nike. This one went for $19. It was really cool, great condition. Had this big swoosh kind of mesh on the side, which always does a little bit better. $19 on a lightweight Nike used, good deal. And kind of the theme today, I took an offer on this one for $14. Sales were just pretty slow, so I took most reasonable offers yesterday. $14 on the Black Clover hat right here. Pretty good deal for them and me. And last going out today was, this one sold really quick too. It was a vintage Oshkosh train conductor kids youth hat right here. Went out for $17 pretty quick. Had a little staining discoloration right here on the bill, but still $17 was a good sale on this one. And Depop's still doing pretty good. Had a couple sales on there. I think it took $15 for this Titleist hat. It was like super clean, great condition. $15 on Titleist. And I took a bundle on these two, about $30, and then $15 shipping to Canada, I believe, is where they're going. This New Era still had the tags, but it was really rough. Had the moth hole or rip right here on the bill. But it was a Diamond Collection vintage, so it took about $10 to $12 for that one, and then about $15-ish on the San Francisco Giants fitted as well. Going to Canada, I usually charge $15 shipping on international. You can get a couple of hats to Canada for around $10 to $12, and I give myself a few dollar cushion on shipping to Canada. And on Poshmark today, we sold this Florida Gators visor. Went out for $14. Nike, pretty good sale right here. $14 for a Nike visor. I will take it. All right, sales are still pretty soft out there. Not a lot of hats going out today for having 3,000 listed. But first one up, I sold it immediately. I'm still taking pretty low offers. They're going pretty fast. I'll take $10 or $11. This went for $11 on this funny trucker hat right here. My wife ran away with my best friend, and I miss him. All right, next up was in our last video of the 10 hats that I thought would sell the fastest, and this was the first one. Went out for $30. This Michigan, Washington State Rose Bowl, still had the pin on it as well. $30 on this hat. They got a really clean, cool vintage hat right here, and $30 I think was right around probably where the market was on this. Something like this Rose Bowl hat, like during the football season or like right when the Rose Bowl is going on, you might be getting $40 to $50 for it. You might have somebody that, but out of season, typically the price drops a little bit on these types of things, and you have to be willing to kind of take a lower market price, even though you might have seen it sold a little bit higher a couple of months ago. Next up was a Carhartt hat, $14 on this one. Pretty cool orange hat, even had stain. Like I say, if I could have a store full of Carhartt hats and polo hats, I probably wouldn't be mad because I'd probably almost sell out every single month. And next up, Vegas Golden Knights. This hockey team sells really well. This one was used, a large, extra large, flex fit on the Fanatics tag. Cool hockey hat right here. And Vegas Golden Knights do awesome. I think so. Went out for $18.95. All right, next up, Puerto Rico World Baseball hat. I just sold a Dominican Republican one yesterday. I think it went for 20. I took 18 on this one. Had a little crease here. The other one was a little bit better condition. So I took 18 on this one. Still pretty crispy. Nice New Era hat. A couple of sales going out on Depop today. Depop has been doing pretty good. The problem with Depop is, one, even when you make an offer, it's not really, or they accept an offer, it's not even really a sale. They can still wait, and it even says in Depop, this isn't a sale. Like on eBay, you're pretty much committed to the sale, even though they don't pay sometimes. Depop's a little different. If you accept the offer, they still need to go through the checkout process and finish and pay. So you get a lot of people just sending offers, you accept them. It's even worse there than you could ever imagine on eBay. But anyways, Godfather's Pizza, $15 on Depop. Really nice sale right here. Really cool vintage rope hat. And going out on Mercari, we had a McDonald's hat. Went out for $15, this panel hat right here. I don't know how much McDonald's charges their employees to buy a hat, but kind of interesting, 15 bucks for a McDonald's hat. And also on Poshmark, this pink Kangol bucket hat went out for $15 as well. Really nice Kangol bucket hat, pretty in pink.